Hello. So here's the basically asked today's question problem of the day of the lead code, that is maximum sum of a pair with equal sum of digit. So the question name is this. You can read the question from the basically lead code. I will basically explain the question what is saying basically. If I just read in a one go, that is you will be given an array, zero indexed array, and you have to choose basically a pair, that is two indexes basically, and I should not equals to j, and on the sum of the digits should be equals. No, sum of digits of that both number that we will choose should be equal. Okay, and return the maximum value of the number. Okay, so what the question is saying, let me explain in more detail. Okay, so this is the explanation of question, that we have given an array with this like example. This is an array. I have taken the first example, and here elements are given. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, and here 0 indexes. So I have calculated the sum of their digit sum, like 1 plus 8 9, 4 plus 3 7, and 3 plus 6 9, 1 plus 3 4, 7 and 7. Okay, so here's the sum of digits that it has written, that we have to basically choose the indexes where the sum of the digits of the number should be equal. Okay, so that question, how which they are pairs basically. If we see that there is 2 9 and there is 2 7. Okay, so if I write and then simply say that there are 2 7 and there are 2 9, I have just written wrong. Okay, there are 2 7, there are 2 9. So what is the value on first 7? That is 43. Okay, and we have to add the both value and return the maximum. Okay, that will equals to 50. Okay, and then simply for 9, the both values are 18 plus, and the other value is 36, and it will be okay, and 18 plus 36 will be equals to basically if we calculate, then we simply say 54. Okay, so we can see that the maximum value is for 9. Okay, 18 plus 36 is equals to 54. So we will simply return the value 54. Okay, simply. Okay, and if you see the output of this question input, then simply it is 54. Okay, and if we have if we have no both pair equals, okay, like in this case 1 plus 0 1, 1 plus 2 3, 1 plus 9 10, 1 plus 4 5, then we simply return -1. If the digits of if the sum of the digits of the numbers are not equal, then we simply don't have to make up here, and simply we have to return -1. Okay, so you got the question. Okay, the question is basically this. Okay, so how we will do it? Okay, simply if we see that for the brute force, we can simply take an array. Okay, an array with pairs, like if I see that this is the approach. Okay, use pair of digit sum and the number in vector. Okay, we will simply pair. I have taken the example. We will pair the digit sum. Okay, digit sum was this. Okay, for this number, if I copy it, okay, if I copy it and paste it here. Okay, so then we will simply see that, okay, this is the digit sum for this basic example. Okay, then we will simply store these pairs, like for 18 comma 9 or 9 comma 18, that will be fine, and 43 comma 7 or 7 we will store in pairs. Okay, and then after let's store in pairs, like for first iteration we will simply store in 9 comma 18 time. Okay, for first iteration, and then second we will simply store in 7 comma 43. We will store in them in a vector in pairs. Okay, vector or array, you based on your language. Okay, 9 comma 36. Okay, and we will simply then store here what 4 comma 13. Okay, and then simply we will store here 7 comma 7. Okay, this will be the array, basically pair. We will store this like, okay, we'll store like this. Okay, uh, pair of, basically pair of what, digit sum and the number in for every index. Okay, then what will we do? We will simply sort the array. Okay, sort the array with digit sum, basically. Okay, digit sum, sort the array with digit sum. Like if we sort this array, how how will it look like? Okay, let's check it. Okay, I will simply write here. So the smallest value is 4 comma 13. Okay, and the smallest value is 7, then 7 comma 7, and then 7 comma, both 7 are equal, then it can write any. Okay, and then 9 comma 18, and then 9 comma 36. Okay, so this will be the sorted array. After the sort operation, we will simply use this built-in function of, then this will be the array of after sorting. So we can simply add the last values. Okay, because the last values will always give maximum sum. Okay, we can simply add the last value, or we can simply iterate through this array. Not the only last value, we can simply, what we will do is simply iterate through this array and simply add the, if the this number, if the basically digit sum equals to next digit sum, or we can simply say that will be equal, because the then simply we can add the values and check for every value, calculate the for every maximum sum. Okay, like if I do, then simply what we'll do is we will iterate. Like if we see that this is I, okay, we will simply check if the digit sum of this pair is equals to next, then we simply add the value and calculate it in maximum pair sum or maximum sum. We will take an variable. Okay, if we take maximum sum, okay, this will be okay. So we will then simply calculate it is not equal, then simply we will move further. Okay, here this will be equal, and then simply we will store it in either here 50. Okay, the both the sum. Okay, and then we simply move, or we can simply start from here and we will calculate for previous one. Okay, and here then next movement. Okay, next 9, and we will check for 9. Okay, okay, what we will do from here, we will simply skip the next element because we have calculated. Okay, we can simply say this. Okay, you can simply jump over here, or you can simply be here and check if this is equals, then simply it is not equal, then simply we will move further. Okay, you got that. We have to just iterate it. Okay, then simply we will on 9, and then it will simply check 9 value 18 plus 36 will be 54, and this will, it will update every time. Okay, if we check, then it will simply update, and we will simply, what we will do, we will use max function. Okay, max 50 comma 54. 50 is basically previous maximum. Okay, you okay, then simply it will return 54. Okay, we will simply return maximum sum equals to 54, and here we can use the maximum sum as a starting -1. Why -1? Because if the pairs are not equal, then simply it will return -1. Okay, simply return so here we can write maximum sum, and it will return every time the value of maximum sum. That is, if the pairs are equal, it will simply return -1. We don't have to use an edge case for that. Okay, the logic will simply do the things. Okay, and If the I is then at last position, then simply the loop will exit. So you got the pitch. This is the approach. So what is the time complexity? Time complexity, if we see, then simply time complexity is bigger of n log n. Okay, n log n. Why n log n? Because we are doing iteration, okay, n and the sorting. Okay, so then total is bigger of n log n, and space complexity is bigger of n. Okay, space complexity is also bigger of n. Okay, so we can basically optimize it by using by simply using a array. What we are doing, basically we are storing every digits with their sum. Okay, we can simply store the digit with their only the sum. Okay, we don't have to store every pair. We just need just understand the question. What do we want to do? We have to just we have to just return the maximum value. Okay, we can simply store the maximum value. Okay, not you storing the whole basically pairs, like every pairs. Okay, we can simply store the maximum value. Okay, and this will that approach will simply make our space complexity reduce. Okay, so the next approach would be same as with array, but we will simply store only the maximum values in our array. Okay, so that we don't get extra space that we are for, because for every iteration it will simply make this array for every pair. Okay, or for every digit sum, but we don't want that. We just want that maximum should be sum of maximum digits should be only stored. Okay, so our next approach is optimized approach, that for basically this is for space complexity approach. To maximum time complexities can't be reduced, because we have to use a because we have to use some n log n, because we have to iterate and then sort. Okay, that's it. And because we can't reduce it, okay, we can simply reduce the space complexity. So what are we doing is that if we see the constraints, we can simply calculate the maximum digit sum. Okay, if we see that the number of basically the value in a array is 10 to the power 9, that is basically written wrong, but it is 10 to the power 9. Okay, 10 to the power 9, so maximum value would be 10 to the power 9. Or if we see that, okay, 1 0 0 0 0, okay, it will simply written 9 times. Okay, 3, okay, 9 times, and obviously this will give only one sum. Then obvious it's lower will be 9999, and it will simply 9 times 9. Okay, and it will simply gives 81. Okay, 9 is 81. So the maximum value is basically 81. Okay, so the maximum digit sum could be 81 for this approach, for this question. Okay, for this question. So simply what we will do is we'll simply take an array. Okay, array. Okay, array with indexes total 82. Okay, 82 that. Okay, so simply we will take an array with indexes 82. Okay, so total index would be like 82, and this will be like this as a this big array, and total index would be 82. Okay, so 82 indexes, and we will simply what we'll do is we will store the maximum value of the array of every index in the particular index of the digit sum. Like if we see, if we don't get it, then I will tell you. Okay, so let's check here. Like if we see, if we take out these, if we take these indexes sum for this array, then we'll simply I will tell you how we are going to do. Okay, this is basically okay. So what we'll do is we will simply store the just like it will iterate. Okay, it will iterate. When it will on 4, then it will simply store the value 13. Okay, if I try it here, then if it will come on 4, okay, then it will simply write 13. Okay, here so 4, okay. And then if it comes on 7, okay, like let's assume here, okay, and then it will simply write first what will the first value at 43, okay, 43, okay, it will write simply 43. And here, then if it comes again on 7, it will simply add in 43. Okay, like if it comes on again, uh, basically it's not next, basically when the digit sum again comes 7, then it will simply update this value to 50, basically add this. And then if it comes at 9, then simply here we can simply write 9, okay, 9. And it will simply first change the value with what, 18. It will check the digit sum, calculate for every digit sum. Okay, so what we'll do is we will simply store the value at ninth position, because it will calculate the the digit sum. It will came 9 for first value, and then simply store at ninth index. Okay, and then if again the value comes 9, then it will simply update the value with 54. It will add the 36. Okay, you got the approach. Okay, you got the approach. Okay, so we will just, that's why we will taking all the possibility of the maximum value. So this array will be till 81. If I write here, so the total indexes would be 81, sorry, 81, because it was simply 0 to 81, so it will total, we will take 82. Okay, 82 index. Okay, so it will from 0 to 81, and it will calculate for every indexes. Basically it will store in their indexes at every digit sum. Okay, and it will simply choose store the maximum value for it. So if we see for this approach, for this question example, then we are storing only 3 values in whole array. Okay, we are not using whole array. Okay, so only 3. Okay, in this approach we have to store whole array. Okay, so that's why it was taking so much space complexity, and this will simply take space complexity of log n. Okay, space complexity and the time complexity is same basically, and log n. Okay, okay, you got the approach. I will show you code, that how the code works for it, and I will also provide you code. Okay, so here's the basically code. I have opened the LeetCode. So our first approach was what, that we will use a pair of vector, like in which first place we will store digit sum of the all digits. For every basically digit we will store the sum of that with the number pair in pair. Okay, so let's just comment out the, here's the comment out. Okay, and what we'll do is basically comment out whole thing. And here was second method, so I will let explain that later. So what we'll do is okay, that became double comment out. Okay, so here's the code I have. For first I will explain it. So we have taken the vector with 2 pairs. Okay, that first, that will be stored digit sum of every indexes. Okay, in array, like we are calculating digit sum with an basically function. We are, here is the function. I will just tell you how the function is. So for every index we are calculating the digit sum, and then digit sum simply we are pushing back with the digit sum and the number itself. Okay, in the pair. Okay, and then we are simply sorting it with big starting, basically with digit sum. Okay, and then we are simply taking a variable maxsum that will store -1, and then just we are iterating, that I have told you, iterating the whole array. Okay, and finding list, like I have taken a variable current sum that will store the first starting value of that indexes, and then a previous sum that will store previous basically digit sum. Okay, that first means first the digit sum pair is a vector that it has two number, first and second. Second is the basically a number at the basically this in this array, and the first is basically digit sum of the number. Okay, so we will store the first in the current sum and the previous sum also. Okay, the previous will be the previous indexes of the this digit sum. Okay, then it was simply what will check if these are equal. That was the basically the condition. If the pairs are equal, okay, digit sums are equal, then we have to calculate the sum. Then we will simply calculate the variable sum digit sum dot second, that is second value, that was number, and for the previous also we will take second, and we will simply calculate the maximum of the, okay, we will calculate every time maximum. Okay, so then simply we will return maximum. That was same logic I have told you. Okay, okay, and I will explain the calculate digit sum. What I've done, I am taking a number that it will give every time a number from the index, and what I'm doing, I'm taking a variable sum that will simply, if number not equals is greater than 0, then simply what we'll do, sum equals to sum plus, we will simply add every remainder of that. Okay, numbers percent 10%, what percent do is it calculates the remainder. Okay, we will store the total, and every time we will decrease the number by 10. Okay, simply it will, what I will do is, like if we take 18, then simply what we'll do is 18 is greater than 0, condition check, and then simply it will, what will do is number percent, the 18 upon with 10, that remainder is 8, then simply it will store in sum equals to 8, the number will become 1, and then simply it is also greater than 0. Then in second condition, number percent 1 upon with 10 equals to remainder is 1, then simply 1 plus 8 9. Okay, and then after then it will become less than 0, and the condition will be out, and it will simply return sum. So I have explained these things, and then second things came, like if I comment the second method, that second approach, that in which basically the space complexity is optimized. Okay, then it is also same that I have explained. So this is, I have taken the result variable -1. Okay, you can simply choose this also max sum. Okay, but I have taken next. Okay, another, I have taken an array of 82 that I have told maximum value will be basically 81. Okay, so I have taken, and that is empty array, and for every value we are simply iterating it. Okay, you can simply write I equals to 0, that also. Okay, this is the advanced method. Okay, so for every we are checking for every element in nums array, basically that number. Okay, the digit sum, we will first calculate the digit sum for that number, for that element. Okay, and what this loop is doing, current value equals to element, the while loop that I have provided earlier, that for this same doing this. Okay, okay, same, this is, you can simply use current this function also here, like you can simply write digit sum equals to calculate digit sum elements. Okay, like okay, and I will, okay, so that's also fine. And then we're simply checking if the digit, if we are checking that in this array, okay, in this array at that index, है ना, okay, at the index of digit sum, that is like if the digit sum is 9 first, it will check at the index 9 in that array, is there any number, okay, that greater than 0. If there is any number, then simply we will add with that. Okay, and obviously we will store in result. Okay, and if it's not there, we will simply update the value with elements and digit mapping. If there is, we will simply check. If there is no, then simply update the value with maximum of the both the numbers. Okay, like we have to, basically what we have to do is we have to take the largest value, so we will simply update this with, okay, and simply at the last result will be come. Okay, simply if we update, if we run, then this value is running fine. Okay, so see, the runtime is very low. Okay, so this was the approach. Will provide you this code, both the codes. Okay, you can simply use it and practice it. Okay, so that's fine.